Marshmallow. And I'm not talking about the candy. I'm talking about this extraordinary plant. Now, in fact, the candy that we call marshmallow does have its roots, pun intended, in marshmallow roots. And this goes because this plant is native to Africa and it goes way back. And the Egyptians, clever Egyptians, would take the roots and mash them up and it get kind of nice and gooey and sticky, and they'd add some, boil it with honey, and it had nice candy to chew on. And that was the beginning. The Romans pushed this forward. They would whip the roots up into like a buttery consistent and use it as a culinary delicacy. Nowadays, what we call marshmallow as candy, as a confectionery um, uh, sweet treat, is actually gelatin and sugar. So this is the plant. This is marshmallow. And don't confuse it with blue mallow, right? That's a different plant. This is marshmallow, Althea officinalis. That's the one we're talking about. Blue mallow is Malva sylvestris. Different, different, different. But those naming things can get us confused. Um, Blue marshmallow is only used externally. They have some similarities, but it's only used externally, not internally. Marshmallow, our plant, internal and external. And it's one of the world's great herbs for conditions that are irritated by mucus, whether you are too little mucus, and so your nasal cavities, your bronchial cavities, lungs, your gut lining. It's easy to forget the gut needs mucosa, right? Your intestines need some moistening so things move through. If it gets too dry, you got a problem. If you get too wet and moist and sticky and gooey, you got a problem. Marshmallow comes in and helps clear out both. And it's great. This is a plant, marsh, that grows in marshes. What it does externally, it's doing internally. And in traditional Oriental medicine, the tradition I come out of, that's a beautiful thing because we consider that this body is an environment. And so how it's behaving in nature, it's fascinating to witness. And our science over the many, many years has been confirming it with constituents. We go into that in the Healing Herb Health session on this herb. But for here, I want you to be aware of that the science has confirmed how this herb is traditionally used. And this is as an herb that can come in and help deal with these mucousy sorts of things. And that includes on your skin externally. But what's all this stuff about why cold? Why cold? What does that mean? Does it treat colds? Yes, you bet it does. Cold, bronchitis, IBS, Crohn's disease, stomach ulcers, right? Again, these mucus conditions. But the trick with marshmallow is that unlike many herbs, marshmallow, you can make it into a hot tea, right? You can go do that. But if you do what's called a cold infusion, right? Let this plant root sit in room temperature water and do its thing overnight, it really is going to take out all that mucilage. And it's the mucilage, and marshmallow has like 35% mucilage in it. It's this compound, right, that is so marvelous with dealing with mucus, right? It's what helps coat things, make things slides, protects things, seals things, moves things on. And this is a powerful antimicrobial plant. So the cooking will diminish a little bit of those properties. So you'll still have them, of course, right? We do cook and make teas and syrups and things with marshmallow, but a cold infusion will really up your benefit if that's what you're really looking to do, is deal with some of that mucilagenic properties. Check out our Healing Herb Health session on marshmallow. Check out our website on marshmallow for more information. There's no reason you can't be making better use of it, both from an Eastern perspective, clearing heat, clearing dampness, integrating what we call the three jows, the three burners, upper, lower, middle. It's a lot of interesting properties, why you'd use it instead of elm, right? This is a great slippery elm. This is a beautiful herb, not the candy. The root, the leaves and the flowers are also used, but really you're talking about the root. Marshmallow, you're going to want to know more about it if you don't already know a bit. And if you know a bit, you're going to still want to know more about it. It's pretty magical.